as you can see, I've cut a gasket out. Now, if we took it to the show for the gaskets, best gasket cut, it wouldn't win with me, not in the fit. But look, it fits there. It's a bit rough around the edges, but look, that's okay. We're not going to be too concerned about that. Now the old reed plate, I've polished all that up, cleaned all the plastic off, cleaned it all through here. I'm happy with that. I've cleaned all the gasket surfaces and that on the back here. So I'm happy with that. And the main reed plate here. Now I suppose you could turn that around, but look, I don't think I will at this stage. It'll just sit up on the, and just sit down there with this little clamp, and I'm pretty sure as the pistons go up that'll close that over. I suppose we could always put a tad more tension on there, I don't know. So look, I think that's okay. I'm going to go with that at least. Now, to cut the gasket, I started off, I thought, oh, I'll get my Renegade wad punch out, and it's just been too rough on it. Yeah, it wouldn't cut the mustard. So what I come up with to put a hole in the gasket, I've got my board here, I've got a little hole drilled in it where I want my holes, and all I did was line this up and bring them around the other side there. And there's a very slight burr there, so and look, that's all I did. That's acceptable, I'm sure. So that gives us a nice round hole. We've actually dug through the steel, like it's got a steel sheet inside as reinforcing. And I'm still yet to clean the head up properly, but I'll go and do that. And yeah, look, I think we'll head over to the compressor, and I think I'll assemble this. I'm fairly confident with it working. This gasket paper's a bit old and cruddy, but look, I think it'll work better than what we had, and with the head tightened down correctly, I think that'll be okay as well. So yeah, let's go and see if it all works. Okay, you can see, I should have wiped that out a little bit better maybe, I think. Okay, so I've drained the oil while we're buggering around here, and you can see I've cleaned all the gasket off the top there. So this gasket here is the one that goes there, and I'm happy with that. We're going to use that one. Now the valve plate has to sit down that way. Now there's a little plate Three, two. There's a little plate, a little spring sits over there. That's got more tension than the old one, so I'm going to put that on. So, and there's holes here for this plate to go into. So I think if we line that up, line the gasket up. Oh, it may not. I'll just try it without the gaskets, the plate might be tall. Okay, so it does fit okay. Okay. It wants to sit up, oh sorry about that. It wants to sit up at the back there, but that's okay, we can work with that. Now, pardon me, my homemade gasket can sit down through there. That's not touching anything, I believe. Actually, it may be a little bit. I might take it out. I'll just pop this in. I need to make sure it doesn't come in contact with any of these reed valves. Look, I think we're okay. Something I hadn't looked at before. Yep, look, I'm sort of happy with that. This gasket's a slight bit wider in through here. I left a bit more meat there. So that's why I'm bothering to check. Look, I think I will. I'm going to take it out a little bit there, just to make sure. Like, I don't want to go through it all again. So I do have plenty of meat there that I can take a little bit more around here, around there, and possibly just on this edge here as well. So I'll leave that there. Because yeah, as these valves lift, I don't particularly want them to jam on any gasket material at all if I can help it. I'll just throw this one on the floor. Okay, we'll try that. I think that's a slightly better fit. Yeah, a little bit more clearance there, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so the head, that's all cleaned up. So I imagine the first cab off the rank will be the little one in the middle here that bolts the gasket to the reed plate. But I'll also while I've got a bit of movement with everything, make sure all the bolts start. And here you can see if I hold that down at the back here, we might be able to hold the I'm thinking that shouldn't be able to move so much. If we get some bolts in as guides, hopefully we can just drop down exactly where we need to be. That's not too bad there. Let's see. I'm just trying to hold those two little dowels down into their correct holes on the reed valve there. Yeah, there's very little movement there, so I think we're on track. Oh man. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. So we'll So I'm just firming that back end down, making sure that that little spring doesn't pop those reed valve locators out. Okay, I think I'm a spring washer missing here, but I'm not going to worry just yet. I think I'm going to get some better ones. So these are handy, these Allen keys, but they're a pain in the ass sometimes. So I want to nick that one right down. Make sure that it's into the plate tightly, so there's plenty of pressure on that little gasket we just made. Alright, so now we just want to pull him all down nice and even. So this has a cast iron bore, this compressor. That's part of the reason I bought it years ago. And the test will be, we'll start him up, we'll put the oil back in, and we'll put new oil in, and And what we're feeling for, it's just, might hold a little bit of paper here and make sure it's all sucking in and there's no chattering back and forth with it. So we should be able to pop these fellas back on. Started, not quite at that there. No, still not going. I'll give it a little bit of a tune up, you think? Actually, that's probably this one, because this one's the last one. Shouldn't really matter, but you never know. There might be a little twist in the fittings or something. Yep, that's started and going down okay. That feels good too. Oh, I've got to have a win, eh? Okay, we'll get the 1.5 inch spanner and we'll give them some. Just beautiful. Okay, so all I have to do now is put the sump plug in. That's this fella here. And go and find some oil. Now I have some old oil here, compressor oil somewhere I need to find. So we'll be back when we're ready to fire them. Okay, we've got it all assembled. I've got all the air cleaners back on and everything like that. So I've just filled it up with oil from where I've been draining him out there. The little sight glass has gone dark, so I've had to be dipping it with a bit of pipe, but that's alright, we can work with that. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to crank it up now and we'll just see what airflow we have. Okay, it's got a bit of air there, but it's not leaking. Okay, well, look, I think that's a fix. It's a fix for the moment at least. Now, the old air cleaner, oh geez, I've got oil in the bloody thing now. I may just run without one just for a day or two. I just want to keep a check on it. I don't want to put the brand new one on if something, there we go, on the floor, if something goes wrong. So I'll screw the fitting in here, and I might just let him run for a second, and we'll see if she wants to build up some nice air. Sounds good. No leaking back or anything like that. Okay, I've got the other air cleaner here. It actually comes with a complete it actually comes with a complete housing. With I'll just check the paper element inside. That's tin. Okay, we're going to put that one on. That's actually a metal air cleaner, so you reckon they might have had a problem? Of course not. Pardon me. Still getting over, well, I'm not getting over, I've just got this dog's disease. What's going on here? Is that the same thread? No, it's not. Different bloody thread. Oh, we can keep moving, which is the main thing. Now the rubber. So nothing much they sent actually fits really. But anyway, not to worry. Now that doesn't want to bloody fit. So we'll put it on and see how we go. Well, there you go, the wing nut fits. Yeah, that doesn't really fit. Alright, I'm going to drain some air out and we'll see what difference it makes to the noise really. got there. We run at about 120 pound normally. So look, we're going to call that done. Pardon me. I'll let it get hot and cold a few times, and I'll run across all these head studs. They feel pretty cheap to me, but anyway, they've lasted this long, I suppose. Oh, bloody hell, moving that is. I tried that the other day too. So quite a bit of difference. So I think it was just this top one being loose. Okay, let's call that done for Kangaroo Stew. I reckon we'll get into a bit of interest and stuff instead of buggering around maintaining gear.